All right, we're going to walk through a table and talk about how we use the Pythagorean theorem. So as we take a look, the first triangle we're going to talk about is a 3, 4, 5. So in a 3, 4, 5, we have our short leg, which is 3, our longer leg, which is 4, and our hypotenuse, which is 5. So when we take a look at the theorem itself, we have a squared, b squared, and c squared. So what happens is something happens as we square each of these sides. So if you can imagine talking about squaring each of these sides, and then something will come up as a pattern here. So if we're talking about squaring 3, that means 3 times 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. So we're going to fill that in. And then if we're talking about b squared, so that's 4, we're going to square 4. So that's 16. And then 5 squared is going to be 25. All right. Then we're going to take a look at another one. So let's say we have another right triangle here. And we're going to use a 6, 8, 10. So if I have a leg 6 and a leg 8, I know every time I'm going to get a hypotenuse of 10. So what we're going to do is we're going to square 6 just like we did the last time. Then we're going to square 8 and square 10, which is 100. So 10 times 10. All right. Take a look, if you haven't already. What pattern do you notice as you go from 9 and 16 to 25? Do you see a pattern? What about from 36, 64, and 100? All right, let's do one more here. So again, all of these are right triangles because it's Pythagorean theorem. So we're going to do a 9, 12, 15. So 9, 12, 15. So we're going to do 9 times 9, or 9 squared, which is 81. 12 times 12 is 144. And 15 times 15 is 225. All right, as you're taking a look at this, you may have already seen the pattern. So we're going to go with a different color here. There we go. So if I'm looking at the first one, I've got 9, 16, and 25. So if I did 9 plus 16, that equals 25. Oh, let's try white here. All right, if I look at the next one, 36 plus 64 equals 100. So if I just put a plus sign here, and that's equal to. Okay, believe it or not, 181 plus 144 does equal 225. So the formula that we found is that a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So the basic idea here is if I take a right triangle and I put squares on each side, every time I do this, what will happen is a squared plus the value of b squared. So these two squares, if you add them together, they're going to equal c squared. All right, and that's how Pythagorean theorem works.